Michael Tracey is an independent journalist, meaning that he thinks for himself, unlike most journalists. We're happy to have him join us tonight. Michael, thanks so much for coming on. So take 3 steps back, which I know you do for a living, and tell us what the Bloomberg campaign means for the country.
Well, here's an interesting way to look at it. In just the past few years, Mike Bloomberg has gone out in public and stated that he couldn't win the presidency, so he wouldn't even bother trying. And that was the characterization of his vision of his presidential fortunes in just the past few years. Because what is his actual governing agenda? Well, it amounts to a kind of hyper-corporatized, smug, surveillance state cultural liberalism for which there is absolutely no constituency on a mass scale in the national electorate. So Bloomberg rightly surmised...
May I stop you there? I just want to be absolutely clear on that point. You've looked at the numbers, and there is no constituency for the kind of politics of the Google board of directors. Like, most people don't want that.
Shocking, right? So Bloomberg rightly surmised that he was not going to go and ever win the presidency on the strength of his political convictions because they're completely ugly and despicable and alien to much of the country. So what has he done? He's had this vociferous focus purely on bashing Donald Trump, because there is a constituency for that. Whatever kind of behemoth data analytics and polling team that he's assembled correctly relayed to him that among older paranoid liberals and some independents, there is widespread just petrification that Donald Trump could win a second term. So rather than campaigning or even presenting himself to the media or doing anything resembling what the ordinary course of action here would be for a presidential candidate, rather than doing any of that, he's just putting together these sleek, kind of cutesy ads going after Trump, saying, hey, you know what? I got billions. I've spent $400 million plus so far, but that's just chump change for me. That's basically what my wealth appreciates to on a given week or something. I don't know what the interest increase is there exactly. But he's saying, look, I can go after Trump on these petty characterological issues, as if people are confused as to what Trump's personal idiosyncrasies are at this point. But there is a constituency out there for that who look at the Democratic field and say, oh, my goodness, I'm not interested in these internecine debates among the Democrats. You know, I was just in New Hampshire leading up to the primary, and I would talk to a lot of just standard Democrats who did not care about the differences between a Bernie Sanders or an Elizabeth Warren or a Joe Biden. They just desperately wanted to beat Trump. And Bloomberg recognizes that. He's saying, look, I'm uniquely equipped to beat Trump. I'm going to flood your daily consciousness with these tedious ads that are been market tested to press your emotional buttons. And that's what he's doing. It's paying off. Like you suggested, this is the most brazen oligarchic intervention in the history of American electoral politics, and it's not even close. It's hugely disturbing, and whether on the right or left, anywhere in between, you should be incredibly alarmed at what's going on here.
And yet, you're one of the only people on the internet saying this, which tells you how fully corporatized our media has become. Michael Tracey, I hope you will come back on this topic. It's good to see you tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tucker.